Hello everybody, I am Angry Bird, back with a new Steel Division League cast today. We're still in the playoffs for Division 2, and today's game we have Tiger versus RM34. That's the dog, as always, making noise in the background. Let's just have a quick look at the bracket and why we're bringing you Tiger versus RM34. So this is the semi-finals. I was going to bring you the other semi-finals, Grey Fox versus Curbs. We just saw Curbs beat Metal Phase 2-1, but unfortunately the 2 games against Grey Fox, they weren't fantastic games. I don't really think they were going to be entertaining to watch, and I spoke to Curbs and we decided not to cast those games in the end. So Grey Fox gets the 2-0 victory versus Curbs, and he is through into the finals. And today we have the other semi-final, which is RM34 versus Tiger. It's a best of 5, I believe. I may be wrong on that. I may be wrong on that. It may still be a best of 3. I'll have to try and get back up to speed with the rules for the semis. But yeah, let's jump into this game at least. We can sort that out another time. Right, so Tiger's on the left-hand side today. He's playing the 15th Scottish Infantry. It's a deck that he loves. I've watched him play on his Twitch channel. He does stream on Twitch, so if you want to check him out, go over there. Tiger1, his name on Twitch. And he's played a lot of the 15th Scots on there, so I've seen him play, and I know he's very strong with this division. This was pre-rifles. No, this is post pre-rifles nerf, because we see some rifles Piat in A phase and in B phase. So rifles nerf, still 126 units of infantry, still, you know, more than enough infantry really. And don't forget, you've got those 2 Piat units in there that get less. So B phase, look, he's got 12 Piats. So he's sacrificing 4 units of infantry there, and A phase is sacrificing 2 units in infantry there. So, you know, 132. Not, you know, still way loads of infantry is what I'm kind of trying to say. Look out for the off maps. We've got a hell of a lot of off maps coming. A phase, the Churchill OP, nothing too special, but still an off map. Stops any attack in its tracks, and I expect that's probably going to go onto the center city, and then the 2 big AOP carrier off maps in B phase. This might actually have the Willie's OP in there. I don't know whether things have changed since I cast this deck. Since Tiger played the game. It's sometimes a bit confusing to keep up with what's changed when, especially because we get access to earlier information, you know, being in the strike team and that. So sometimes it does get a bit confusing. So forgive me, please forgive me. RM34, he's going with the 3rd Armoured Spearhead today on Maverick Income. So a bit of a change for what we're seeing. We are seeing a mirror match, sort of ally v ally, but at least we're getting 3rd Armoured, something a bit different. He is going Maverick Income, so he's going to want to hit hard pretty early. I can see an off map in his deployment, so that's probably the M3A1 OP off map from the looks of it. Again, nothing too special, but I guess it's going to come in on that center town, and I imagine there's going to be a lot of fighting around that center town from the looks of how both sides are set up. In terms of the rest of the 3rd Armoured, I think you guys know it very well. We've got M8s at the start. We've got those Jumbos. We've got 2 in A and 4 in B. I imagine a Jumbo is going to come up this centre town. And we've got some nice P51Ds in the air tab. So let's get going. Let's recap. On the left-hand side in blue, we have Tiger. He is playing the 15th Scottish Infantry on flatline income. He's going fairly dense in the centre and up north. RM34, he's on the right-hand side in red. He's playing the 3rd US Armoured on Maverick income. Takes down an early defence group with his M8s, but he's going much stronger in the centre. And look at this little push onto that centre hill. Tiger has nothing in defense there, so he is going to lose that pretty early on. But Tiger has much more up north than RM34. RM34 does have the M1 gun up there to kind of protect that road, and there's an early off map with nothing in it from Tiger. So, bit of a waste there for RM34. He's guessed with that early off map. And Tiger's troops just sitting back, defending. And I think that's because of the income flatline versus Maverick. Looks like Tiger is now putting forces into this center area to try and defend against this early push from RM34. A couple of M8s are going to try and flank round onto the town, start taking shots at some of the infantry that is moving forwards. We've got an M5 half-track moving up there, although that is going to go down very quickly, especially with 2 Shermans heading that way as well. Mortar 60mm coming in here, another M8. And down in the south, absolutely nothing from either player. So Tiger is somehow, no, it's switched. That flag is probably going to switch back and forth until somebody realizes and puts something down there. Looks like early engagement between the engineers and the defense group. We've got some Churchill 6s joining us, but the M3A1 half track should clear out the defense group quick enough for those engineers to take over, but those Churchills are going to be difficult to get rid of from RM34. It looks like the M4A1s possibly, I was wondering whether they were dueling with the Crocodile there, but I don't think they were. I think they were firing it into the city against the troops in there. Tiger still has a hell of a lot of units in there. I don't think he's reinforced that position, but he has a hell of a lot in there. And he's also got a hell of a lot up north as well, so Tiger is making moves here, and just the cheap 20-point rifle units means you can throw out so many of them compared to armored rifles, you know, armored rifles BAR, they cost more. And yeah, I think Tiger's kind of taken advantage of that, because despite, well, he does have, you know, 100 points more income over the next 10 minutes. Look at that. Both players bringing in planes at the exact same point. Tiger's targeting the 60mm mortar from the looks of it, and RM34 targeting the infantry, which is a good move. His rifles do go down, so Tiger dispatching a fairly large force in that northern side and picks up the flag there. The M8 goes down to the Churchills, surely. Possibly the 6-pounder actually, across the way there. Another off-map, this time placed much better. The Typhoon trying to tangle with the P51 there, but does not get the kill. And Tiger has to worry a little bit about it. Doesn't want to leave it flying overhead, but does go in for some strafes onto the M8s here. Will he get the M8 kills? No, he does not. The off-map does come down, forces Tiger to retreat pretty much everything in the city. 6-pounder out in the open, trying to face off against the Shermans, but I think the Shermans are going to get this. Yeah, one final shot does come in, but nothing goes down there. Churchill's in the centre, just biding their time for now. They can't really spot the infantry that's in here, but the defence group moves up, and there's no real AT weaponry on RM34's troops, so he will lose that position unless he can pull something out of the bag. And Tiger's taken quite a chunk out of RM34's territory up north. Once he recovers this centre hill, he's going to have a nice position there from which to defend. And defend he is going to need to do, because RM34 has that Maverick income, and yeah, it's going to get tough for Tiger midway through this match. The Crocodile tangling with the Shermans, that is only ever going to go one way. The 150mm armor of that Crocodile is never going to get penetrated by those Shermans. Yeah, and RM34 backs him away and tries to reposition into the center area. I think tank-wise, the Crocodiles and the Churchills, they definitely have massive advantage over the over the third armored tanks. It's going to be the Jumbos that cause Tiger the problems, but even the Jumbos are going to have to get close to defeat the Crocodiles. And even the Churchill 6s, they're going to get it's going to be a bit of a wet blanket contest, even at 2 kilometers between these tanks because just 90mm of penetration each. The Churchill has the advantage because it has the thicker armor, but neither side is really going to do a massively great job of defeating each other's tanks. But at least Tiger can push forward knowing that he has the advantage. That's what I feel like he's done with this pick. Looks like some smoke being pushed into the southern side of the town here, which was... Oh, it looks like it's to block off this 6-pounder here. I'm kind of assuming RM34 thought it was a bit further back here because it does still have a bit of a line of sight. But the smoke does the job, and look at this flamethrower pushing forwards. He's going to capture the flag. He's trying to get the surrenders. Needs to unload. Ooh, doesn't unload there. M8 coming forward now as well. And look at the rifle Pierts. Who said it was a nerf? The rifle Pierts are looking for that M8 kill. RM34, though, backs it away. Knows he can't go any further now. The Crocodile is there as well on the sides, and there is one on the road. So RM34 needs to unload his troops. The M8 pushes up north, trying to get off the road and out the line of sight of that Crocodile and walks straight into the other one. Immediate one-shot kill for Tiger, and that Crocodile doing the job. Another trade of planes at the exact same moment. The same planes must have reloaded, refueled, rearmed at the exact same point. The P-51D does drop its bombs, but in comes the Typhoon Mark 1B here. Try and get that kill on the P-51. Is Tiger going to micro it round? Leaves it on auto, and nope, that Typhoon is not going to get into position in time. Looks like Tiger has decided to put some rifles down into the southern area and will maintain hold of the flag there once he concentrates back on that southern area once again. But obviously his mind is elsewhere right now. M1 gun engaging Churchills on the hill here. There is another one as well. So yeah, I mean, that is a full range engagement. There is another one coming in here, but these Churchills, if they stay back at full range, it's going to be hard for the M1 guns to penetrate the armor of those Churchills. They don't have those APCR shells, and the rifles are just going to sit here in the center. They're going to hold that flag, and Tiger has himself a 14-10. He's going to be very happy with that at the moment. M4A176 does come in. This is going to have a much better chance of penetrating anything that Tiger puts in front of it, but it's still going to have trouble going through that Crocodile. And with only 90 points of armor, they can still get taken out. So RM34 is having to bat those away once again. So we are 8 minutes into this game, and it's been fantastic action so far. Tiger has, I feel like, traded very well early on into the start of this game. And if we look at this center field here, I feel like he does have a huge amount of infantry. And it's just a matter of time before he gets a little bit more support weaponry before he starts pushing forwards. Maybe another Crocodile on the south, or another couple of Churchills down here. Looks like he's bringing a 6-pounder into the position where I believe RM34 originally thought it the one further forwards was. That's got a fantastic sight line onto this crossroads. In comes the Typhoon Mark 1B trying to hit that mortar. So certainly a tactic of Tigers here to try and take out the mortars. And looks like the Churchills have pushed forwards up north. This time much closer range, 1,000 meters from the M1 gun here. And they will go down at this kind of range. Also being distracted by the Sherman up in the north, showing side armor to the M1 gun. So yeah, that Churchill is dead. And will the Sherman survive against the 6-pounder? No, it will not. Does still leave some 6-pounders on the field, or at least one in the northern side, but there's no tanks up here right now. That Sherman going down was the last tank. The M1 gun does move out slightly into the open. Mr. Bombing Strike down here. Engineers pushing forwards with the M3A1 half track, looking to get it into position to try and take out those rifles. Perhaps he can pick himself up this flag here, and I think it's quite possible that he could do that. Down goes the half track to a close range grenade from the rifles. But the engineers are in position. They have tossed their TNT satchel, and they do get the kill. Can they maintain? No, they cannot. And they do go down there. I'm not exactly sure what hit that the first time, or whether it was like a miss sync from the Typhoon Mark 1B, or whether it was their own satchel charge. Who knows what caused that first explosion? But we do know that the Typhoon would have finished them off anyway. Bofors is onto the field to try and help out RM34 in these air engagements. Looks like one of the 50 cals, I believe it was a 50 cal. 50 cal or a 30 cal down here did go down. Half track moving back around to recover this flag that was briefly taken by the defense group. 13-11 to Tiger now after this central flag has been retaken by the flamethrowers. Looks like a repositioning of forces from Tiger to cover off the center town. A couple more rifles move in to try and take out anything pushing forwards. And we have a 17-pounder here as well. I think that was the one that was moving into this kind of position, but obviously Tiger decided it needs to go even further forward. I wonder whether he's going for the crossfield shot onto that jumbo. Oh, no, he's unloaded it. So another very good position here. If you're watching this map, if you're looking for good AT positions, another great one here. Just in between these two buildings, just on the edge here. It's got a great sideline through to that crossroads, and it also can avoid fire from quite a lot of positions. Tiger moves it forwards, takes out the half track, and I imagine, yeah, he's going to move it on foot towards the forest. Good call there, good call. Give it some of that heavy cover. A lot of RM34's troops are in this central area, but I mean, look at his infantries. Very undermanned. He has quite a few Shermans on the field. I think he's perhaps waiting for a push, but I think his infantry has been slowly picked off. Ooh, the M1 gun doesn't go down, so I think that was a guess of its position from the Typhoon, and it looks like he's trying to avoid an attack from the P51D here. Will that P51 turn in time? It may well do, and he may well catch it. Looks like some artillery, 25-pounder from Tiger coming in now. The Typhoon's going up. He's going to engage with a Typhoon Mark 1B now. No, RM34 is going to chase, and he's not going to get the chance. The Typhoon comes in, one pass kill. That was nice kill from that Typhoon there. Was not expecting the immediate one pass kill. And a Bofors coming in to help out Tiger as well. So both sides have access to Bofors. And off map now from the M3A1 OP. I believe it's the second one. It may well be this 155mm here. RM34 does now have his Maverick income. We are into B phase. But Tiger still has that 13-11, and it's really courtesy of this northern flag here, which he took early on from RM34. And RM34 has not really a lot to take back. That northern flag, really, all of his units are in this center town. And I feel like even if he makes some kind of push forwards, Tiger just has those off maps. The Scottish, they have those big off maps. So if RM34 pushes forwards here, Tiger is going to bring out an off map, and he's going to just hit the position just constantly. I really feel like RM34 is playing into Tiger's hands a little bit. Some nice smoke though, again covering off against the AT gun in this forest, and the rifles pushing forwards, trying to establish more control on this southern side. Tiger won't know how lightly defended the south is, but it is very lightly defended. In comes another Typhoon looking to take on the M1 gun this time. There is a Bofors in here now, so it will start to help out, but won't be able to stop the bombing strike. And the M1 gun does go down. More smoke being poured in from the 60mm mortars. Looks like the armoured rifles are starting to push forwards. We've got smoke further up into the crossroads area. Jumbo now engaging with a crocodile. Pushing forward slowly, slowly. Armoured rifles going to push around the side as well. Trying to get forward. Another Typhoon Mark 1B going to target the unloaded armoured rifles. does pin them down. Doesn't quite unload the other armoured rifles. They are continuing to push forward. Sherman's in support. I like this push so far. There is a rifles Piat here, though. So those Shermans can't get too far. The Jumbo's still tangling with the Crocodile. I would expect perhaps a 17-pounder coming in here somewhere onto this ridgeline from Tiger. 6-pounder, 17-pounder, something like that. And the off-map slowly making its way forwards with that Churchill OP. I imagine it is going to hit this centre town. Here's another off-map up north from RM34. Trying to recover the position, but he just does not have the infantry to push in there. Does have some engineers in reserves. Some more Shermans being called in. So he is starting to leverage this Maverick income. But will he be able to continue the assault once C-phase hits? The second Bofors gun does come in now. Really to start helping out that first Bofors. Looks like RM34 not quite decided where to put that, and I imagine he wants to move it slightly forwards, but it's just tough getting across that gap. The Typhoon looks like it's strafing some units up north, the M3A1 half track. We wait for the off-map into the centre. The 60mm mortars starting to hit the positions as well, but there's just so many infantry units, defence group, rifles, Piats. There's a Crocodile still on this centre road as well. That's going to be tough even for the M4A176 to penetrate. 1,500 metres, he's still going to have a tough time penetrating. And the Jumbo and the Crocodile are still going at it. This is what I was saying about the tank engagements a little bit earlier. I feel like Tiger definitely has a big advantage tank-wise because the M4A1 is the only thing that can really penetrate, and even that has to get a lot closer. And it doesn't have that huge amount of armour, so it's still risking itself against 6-pounders and 17-pounders constantly. Oh, this 17-pounder is about to have a field day against these two reversing Shermans here. Look at the sight line they've got over the open field, and any moment now, I imagine a pop out in the distance. There it goes. There it goes. First Sherman down. The other one, I think... Oh, it is still in line of sight. Driver kill. And it's going to go down next shot. Surely. There it goes. 2 big kills from that 17-pounder. Another off-map, and the engineers have actually managed to pick up the flag up north. That was better than I had expected when looking at that position, but it's still 12-12, and we are about to head into C-phase. RM34 is going to lose his income advantage, and is he going to be able to continue the onslaught forwards? Because he is going to need to do that. Typhoon trying to push forwards and hit those armoured rifles. Bofors still not unloaded in that centre ground. Bit of a shame. And Tiger's pushing forwards once more in the centre. Nothing in here from RM34. No infantry whatsoever. Looks like it's all up north. He's pushing forwards now with armoured rifles. The 6-pounder has been forced back. There are a couple of more AT guns on the way. And reinforcements from the sky come in. The Typhoon Mark 1B. With both payloads. I think one of them went down. That's 2, 3. I think 3 units went down there. Does have a Humber Mark 4 in here as well. And RM34 surrenders. 19 minutes, 30 seconds. He just did not make the gains that he needed to do when he's on that Maverick income. And the trades go Tiger's way. So, congratulations, Tiger. 1,500 kills to 1,000 losses. Commiserations to RM34. I'm looking forward to seeing him in the next matchup. Let's have a quick look at the kills for Tiger. The 6-pounder here takes out a couple of half-tracks in the M8. The Crocodile takes out more half-tracks in the M8. I think RM34 really was relying on those half-tracks to shield his troops and his Shermans to fend off any AT guns and tanks, and it just didn't really work for him today. The 6-pounder up against more half-tracks and M8s. A lot of half-tracks. A lot of half tracks. And although half tracks aren't massively expensive, they are still 5 points. So, you know, 4 half tracks goes down and that's an infantry unit. So it all adds up. It all adds up. Typhoon Mark 1B here does get the 60mm mortar and the M1 gun. Another Typhoon Mark 1B picking off that P51D. Another bomber here takes out the mortar. 17-pounder clearing up a couple of those Shermans. I think we witnessed that one. The off-map takes care of a 75. More Typhoons taking care of half tracks. So yeah, I don't think there was I don't think a tank was killed by a tank. Let's check that. Let's check. Was there any... Oh, it looks like this Churchill took out a Sherman. I would love to see this. Is this matchup going to consist of only one tank kill? Or tank-on-tank kill? That's it for Tiger. Let's have a look. M4A1, nothing. No. Oh, look. The M4A176 here took out a Churchill. 2 tanks through the entirety of that game. 2 tank-on-tank kills. That's it. And I think that sort of told the story of how RM34 was in quite a lot of trouble, because you often rely on those Shermans to do a lot of work for you, both against, more so against infantry and light armor and light AT guns, but also against tanks as well. I mean, they do still do a great job there, especially against those German, you know, Panzer IV H's and stuff like that, the Russian T-34s. But against the British armor, you know, it's thick armor. It's like the British it's like the British created their tanks to fight the US and no one else, because they certainly are probably better at that than fighting the German tanks. Right, that's it. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed. If you have, please stay tuned for more action. Subscribe, and you get lots of my dog whining in the background as normal. And yeah. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I am Angry Birds. I will see you next time.